正直ね、僕は時間の問題だと思ってたんだ。ルディが別の女の人を連れてくるの。
Before he stepped out of line. Yeah, exactly. We all know Rudius. Rudius himself went like, what?
僕とできないと。
Alright, what's up everybody? Here we are at long last for the season finale of Mushka Tensei. Yeah, I'm recording this a few hours late because I've been hanging out at a theme park the entire day. I'm honestly feeling motion sick as fuck. It's always been an issue for me. And I've been in like a bunch of roller coasters. But that being said, we're about to be diving into one hell of a roller coaster here, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure as well. So this episode is going to be called Succession. Now, I obviously do have some expectations for what we're about to be diving into. I've been hearing from people left and right that like it is going to be a really good episode already, so I'm excited about that. Obviously, we're still coming off of, well, Paul's death, which happened obviously in episode 22, but then most recently, all the conversations with Roxy, right? And basically establishing that this harem is going to happen now. Well, if Sylphie, you know, actually agrees to it, right? That's, of course, the big thing. That's going to be what Rudius will be asking her about. And, yeah, basically get a permission, right? I'm gonna assume that he gets it. I've been very open, of course, about the fact that, like, I definitely expect it to happen. At the same time, I can't imagine, yeah, how devastating the reaction is nonetheless going to be. Not just from Sylphie, but especially, of course, from Norn and Aisha. And I already saw them in the thumbnail here as well for this episode. So, yeah, especially Norn, honestly. You know, hearing the news that Paul will have died, that's going to be a fucking tough pill for her to swallow, dude. So, yeah, that's basically what I'm expecting right now diving into this episode. Other than that, I'm not really sure what else is going to happen. I guess we'll find out, right? Last episode was very interesting because, wow, I thought it was a very good episode and I thoroughly enjoyed it. There were a lot of people who, you know, like read the light novel, right? Who were pretty critical of it because apparently it did leave out a bunch of context. So, for starters, Rudius had actually locked himself up in that room for, I think, several months, if I'm saying it correctly. And Roxy's basically attempt to cheer him up really was made much more out of desperation, if that makes sense, than the way the anime made it appear. The anime kind of made it appear like she had really just sort of forced herself on Rudius and kind of took advantage of the scenario, you could say, right? Which that's not how that scene is supposed to be interpreted, apparently, right? So that's one of the things that I found out. Other than that, funnily enough as well, Alina Lisa kind of convinced Rudius to ask Roxy to marry him by literally manipulating Rudius into thinking that Roxy had gotten pregnant from that encounter. And so that's something we obviously didn't see happen either in the anime, where Alina Lisa just basically suggested to Rudius that, like, this should be a possibility, something to consider, and she wasn't going to be mad about it, you know, even if Sylphie is, of course, her granddaughter, but Roxy is also a very good friend of hers. So, yeah, again, like a couple things that definitely the anime once again just decided to skip over, which were pretty important for context reasons, and I can totally understand when people say that, you know, those are things that people should be knowing about. I reacted to a whole 1-hour video from Otaku Spirit, who, you know, like basically delved into everything from the light novel there. That's up on my Patreon if you want to check it out, so you can hear me talk about all of that. But for now, guys, I think we should just dive into this season finale and see where it's going to leave us. It's going to be bittersweet for the time being, especially knowing that, yeah, most likely we're going to have to wait for quite a while until we see the story be continued. But I actually looked it up, and I think we're supposed to have covered 12 volumes now of the light novel in total, whereas there are 26 of them all combined. And so that means we should be relatively close to about halfway through the story, and I'm gonna assume that there will be about 4 or 5 seasons, I guess, coming up for the anime. Probably more like 4. And so in that case, yeah, like we're making good progress, but you know how it is with anime. You know how it is with a show like Mushka Tensei. I actually don't know which year it originally started, but it's still gonna be a while until we get to the end of the line here, and I do have high expectations for where the rest of this is going to go. I mean, like, just thinking how far we've come, Rudius obviously just having lost his parent, but then also thinking about the fact how Rudius himself is kind of getting to the stage of being Paul, if that makes sense, right? Having his own kid, getting married here with not just one, but 2 very pretty women. And then, yeah, like the fact that I start to realize more and more that like we're actually going to see him grow old, and we're going to see him. I mean, I've been speculating, hearing some of the cut content again, you know, like hearing about the details, I guess there, it's gotten me to really think about like, okay, where else could the story still go? Are we going to eventually introduce some kind of main villain still? Or, you know, is the whole Orsted thing still going to be coming into play at some point? You'd imagine so, right? But then there's also basically the scenario of like Rudius wanting to what's the word I'm looking for? Like kind of atone for his prior sins, you could say, right? And maybe he's going to accompany Nanahoshi back to the, you know, to our world or something, right? To do right by his own family. And basically, I mean, he can't apologize to his parents anymore for not going to their funeral, of course, and they have died now, so there's literally no point to it. But he could still apologize to what's left of his family and all his siblings, of course, and that's something that I'm actually expecting might happen, and that will be a crazy arc to... I don't know if it's going to be an arc, to be fair, like it could just be a single episode or something like that, but that'll surely be a crazy... yeah, like direction for the story to head into eventually. There is still a lot that Mushika Tensei can eventually get around to. Obviously, Eris, another, you know, like facet to the story to keep in mind. Eris will eventually be coming back, and how is she going to react to Rudius' new situation, right? And what role could she still really play here? A lot of things to consider, but for now, guys, we are going to dive into this new and final episode of the second season of Mushika Tensei. Of course, if you enjoy my reactions to the show, you can check out the full-length reactions on the lowest tier over on my Patreon page, which is going to be linked on top of the description, so I hope to see you there. In the meantime, I'm also reacting to a bunch of new shows, of course. And we're actually starting right now a couple things. Like, you know, you can actually find my Naruto openings reaction up on the channel, which I uploaded literally today, and I'm going to be starting with Naruto, which is going to be a massive journey over on the channel. One Piece is coming up as well, so a lot of big journeys coming up, but I hope I'll still be able to continue seeing you for those as well. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you won't be missing out on my reactions to those either. But with that being said, let's dive into episode 24. We're there, right? We're gonna be slowly approaching that mansion. No, I think he's just super eager to be the one to be the news bearer, or... Yep. Well, what's the regret about in that case? That's what the man god told him. Does he feel regret for having left her now all of a sudden? Oh my god, it's completely empty here. I mean, they're bound to be home, right? Like, something can't have possibly happened to him or something. Oh, they're about to fucking... First thing they're gonna see that's gonna strike him is his missing arm, too. What's with all the emptiness? Yo! The man god's warning wasn't about something else here either, was it? Oh, here is, oh, Aisha. Oh, shit. She's gonna notice that arm, right? Look how he wraps it around her. Yeah. We've got a lot to catch you up on. Naturally. There we go. Okay, Jesus Christ, you worried me for a second here. Is she still, Oh yeah, she's showing. She's showing. Wow, the longer hair too. Damn, looking a little more feminine now, Sophie. Maybe we don't need Roxy after all. He was so worried something happened to him, man. Yeah, that was not something that was on my mind, to be fair. But it's good, because it immediately shows how much he cares. And I wonder when he's gonna ask this question, though. Oh man, everybody's standing outside. Look, here's my other new future wife, by the way. Yeah. If you allow me, of course, but this shit is gonna be so weird. Man. We made everybody wait to share the news, Fuck. Surely they'd be expecting to see Paul here with them now. Zenith can't even talk. She's gonna... Oh, dude. Fuck, man. Would she even be able to recognize her mom? She was like little, right? When she... Oh, dude, here we go. Damn, man. Fuck. The moment you knew was coming. And still it fucking hits like a bitch, dude. Oh, that's his. The ashes, he does have them, huh? That's what I was wondering about the entire time. I'm assuming he carried them with him. Wow, anger is the first thing. It's understandable. Yeah. He sacrificed some of himself too. For all of this, man. That's nice, dude. That Aisha is actually trying to console her somewhat. Gone. Yeah. And yet he still blamed himself. Yeah. Damn, man. Oh my god. She is shrieking, dude. This is terrible. Of course. As in, of course he won't. Keep a sword in your heart too. Damn. Hitting her with the Shinzo Sasajo. Oh, she can hardly actually hold it, man. The weight is too much. What is she doing? She's picking up something. What's that about? Does she recall something about those bracelets? Is that what I call them? Damn, so is there still something vague still inside of her that recognizes it? Of course. We're gonna be one big fucking family over here from here on out, man. Yep. It's crazy how we really have come full circle in a weird way, you know? It's like everybody from the first couple episodes is back, dude. Except Paul, of course. Oh. Yep. She hasn't seen her in a while either. It's almost unfair, right? That she at least gets to see a parent back like that. Fully functioning too. Obviously, we should not forget the fact that she just lost her dad too in the process, right? Yeah. I mean, I don't really know how much she looked at Paul as like her father, if you get what I'm saying. I mean, he was obviously, but it's weird. You don't really get to hear Aisha talk about Paul ever, I think, much in the anime whatsoever, right? So
先輩、バカ言ってんじゃねえよ。家族水入らずを邪魔するほど俺らは野暮じゃねえんだよ。
まだ町にはいるので、団長のお墓ができたら場所だけでも教えてください。
wow. Is that something we're gonna do too in this episode? Actually
先輩、
make a grave for him where we're gonna put the ashes?
言われる筋合いはない。言われるならパウロからじゃな。
I think that's what this is gonna be a dedication to.
おいおい、らしくねえぜ。いつも通り、おい、新入りにやってくれよ。
Oh man.
なんでそこまで新入りにこだわるんですか
It's a title, you know?
ま
Yeah.
ったく男どもはすぐにカッコつけたがりますわ
No, men are tough, Alina Lees.
私はクリフのところに行きます
We're alphas.
エリナリーゼさんお世話になりました
Off to see Cliff. I'm sure he'll be glad to see her
す
back.
みませんでしたわいえあれは俺のあのパーティーの私の役割はああならないように立ち回ることでしたのよ
I mean, you can't blame yourself for it.
私のミスでもあります
Yeah.
俺は責めませんよ誰もね
Everybody shares a part of
自
it,
分を
but
責めたらダメですわよ
they also don't.
はいシルフィールーデウスはあなたのことを
Oh,
愛してい
she's
ます
gonna make that very clear to her before.
はい。
Yeah, but Sylvie has no idea though what's coming for her.
じゃあ、またな、先輩。
She has no idea at this point yet, right? It's interesting how Roxy is staying there.
シルフィー
Is he gonna actually ask this with Roxy in their presence? Oh god, this is gonna be so fucking weird. I thought this was gonna be. Oh, she knows, dude. You saw that look in her fucking eyes?
行くよ。
Wow. I don't know how to feel about this, man. This is so, yeah. It's not, I mean, it's not like it's actually good that he's doing it, don't get me wrong. Like, it's not so much that I'm conflicted by it, but it's just, fuck, I never realized that she would just be here in the open.
二人目の妻として迎えようと思っている
Just like that, huh? He really just brought it up like that.
どういうこと？
Dude, my guy, you could have just said like, look, first introduce her, right? Look, this is Roxy. She used to be my teacher. I've known her for many, I guess, yeah, was it months, was it years, whatever, for a long time, right? Sylvie never saw her because Sylvie came after when Roxy was already gone, I remember. But like she just kind of making clear how much she meant to him this entire time, right? And then hitting them with that. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess he just wants to get it out of the way.
悲しくて辛くてもう生きることさえ
Yeah, and then she forced herself on. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Oh, man.
ごめんシルフィーミサを立てるって言ったのに
Wow.
約束守れなかった
Okay. Well, because he feels like he has something to confess as well,
許してほしい
which of course makes sense.
許せるわけないでしょ。シルフィー姉さんがどんな気持ちで兄さんを待っていたか。
Sylvie's gonna have a different reaction, though.
左手も失って、それぐらい厳しかったんだからしょうがないって。兄さんを責めることなんてできないって。
Yes, he is. I will say that he is hitting them with one revelation after the next, dude.
人を抱いて自分のものにする余裕はあったってことですか。
Yeah, like I can't even blame no one for the way that she's reacting, I will say, but she's a kid
ロッ
also.
シー
She
はそ
doesn't
んな俺を
understand.
自分の気持ちを捨てて助けてくれたんだ
シルフィー姉さんだってその場にいれば兄さんを助けたに決まってます。
Not wrong,
お前だって
but she wasn't there. That's the problem.
部屋に閉じこもって自分じゃどうしようもないと思った時の気持ちはそこで助けてくれた人をどうしてないがしろにできるんだ
それになんでこ
A
んな
little girl like her.
私とそんな変わらないぐらい
Oh my god, you are kidding me.
小さいかもしれませんが、これでも
I know she looks like a lolly, but
成人ならずうずうしいとか思わないんですか。ずかずかと入り込んできて悪いと思わないんですか。
ノル言い過ぎだ
they have no idea who
ロ
she
キシーを妻に迎える
is.
って言い出したのは俺なんだ悪いのは俺でロキシーは悪くない彼女は身を引こうとしてくれたんだ
兄さんは黙っていてください。大体身を引こうとしたのなら、なんで最後までそうしようとしないんですか。
Hmm.
結局兄さんの言葉に甘えただけでしょ。
I mean, yeah, she wants it as well, of course, but The only person whose reaction we should hear here is
ずうずうしいです。申し訳ありませんでした。
Sophie.
反対されることは分かった。
Damn.
彼女を幸せにするって決めたのに。
Yeah.
どうすればいい？
I mean,
どうすれば？
like, I will say this. I like how it's playing out. Don't get me wrong, right? This is no critique for the show. I just question, like, I just don't think that Rudius's approach to this whole confession was what I would have done. But maybe, I mean, maybe I would have made the mistake. You know, not that I ever would decide to bring something like this up, right? But but that being said, yeah, again, I think you should have introduced Roxy in a different kind of way first. Kind of really hit home to them how much she has always meant to him, how much she meant to him in this dire moment of need, coming off of what happened to Paul, and then basically hitting them with the, you know, simply hitting them with the revelation of like, this is what I would like to do, right? And it's interesting because we still have not heard Sophie's reaction here. I actually think that Sophie, even despite the strategy Rudius took, which again, I think you probably should have turned things around, but I think that she still is going to be able to get it, interestingly enough. It's just, and Norn and Aisha probably still wouldn't get it anyway. So that's what I'm saying. Like, the reactions probably wouldn't be different anyway, but still. Here we go. Timing. God, she is looking determined. Oh, she's about to welcome her. Wow, she went straight for Roxy here too. She's gonna give her a hug. I'm telling you. Dude, Sophie is such a kind fucking soul, man. And she owns up to it, and that's what makes her great too. Yeah, no, of course you... I mean, dude, like, if you're in love with somebody, you're gonna have ulterior motives. That's the thing, right? Like, it's unpreventable. Before he stepped out of line. Yeah, exactly. We all know Rudius. Rudius himself went like, what? Oh, man. Did he bring up Roxy a lot to Sophie? I'm not sure if I remember that specifically. I don't know if the anime showed that to us, but he probably did, to be fair. Or maybe actually in his youth as well. Jealousy is all gone. Ah, so great to see it. Yeah, no. That's fantastic, man. Again, Norn and Aisha are kids. You understand their reaction. Let's support them together. Plus, Aisha's not even having that kind of reaction, of course, but it's really just Norn. That's why, like, I do feel, honestly, the worst here again for Norn, though, I will say. Because think about, I mean, place yourself into Norn's shoes. It's like, she's hearing right now that basically, she's lost her dad, right? And then in the meantime, she's now, like, hearing this request from Rudius, who she's supposed to, like, look up to, right? And it's like she basically got herself over the way that she viewed him at first, you know, started being able to look up to him, I guess, right? Slowly over time. And then now Rudius is basically pulling what she knows her dad kind of pulled as well, right? Which got her and Aisha into this whole weird situation in the first place. So it's again, like, you can't possibly hate on Norn for the way that she's reacting, I feel. Yeah, no. Yeah, she needs some way to cope. Yeah, technically you could also word it like that. If your dad could, then surely he can too. Hmm. Hmm.
ごめん、おいしょ。いいよ、別に。ノルン姉がよく考えずに物言ってるの知ってるから。何その言い方。
Ah, this. Yo, dude, I love how wholesome this is becoming.
それにしてもまさかノルン
And good, all
が
good.
習いたいなんてね。
シルフィー、予定日はいつなんですか？
Hmm.
あ
Oh,
と1ヶ月ちょっとかな。
damn.
でもロキシー、本当にいいの？
Season 3 premiere?
それまで待つ必要なんてないよ。いえ、正直シルフィーには申し訳ない気持ちが大きいので、出産まで待たせてください。
Wow.
正式な妻になるのはその後で。そっか、ロキシーがそう言うなら。
Ah, they're dealing with all of this in such a mature way, man. And it's like
赤ちゃん、楽しみですね。
genuinely so nice to see.
早く会いたいな。
Like the excitement and the support for each other. Like you'd want obviously for the wives to be able to get along too. Yo, yo, yo!
ました。
Oh shit, already?
シルフィー、お疲れ様。
Fucking hell, we got a lot happening.
シルフィエット様。よかった。髪見るんじゃなくて。
That's what she was worried about. Yeah, we got a little. Wait, so is it? It's a.
抱いてあげて。
It's a girl.
おお
That's a little female Rudius. This is a fucking premiere all over again. I'd have thought it was a boy actually, but
俺のこの子がシルフィーが産んでくれた
yeah, did we have a name?
子供。
It can't be Rudius Jr. anymore. Oh man. Yeah, no, this is surely he's gonna have to be thinking about like his own birth here, right? If like would he still be able to at least remember his own birth in this world? Even if he was still technically, you know, like a baby and therefore probably isn't gonna have, you know, normally you don't have obviously any recollection of that happening. I don't remember when I was born, that's for sure. But yeah, like would he be able to? Okay, and this is where we're ending things. Ball's grave.
父さんにも見せたかったな。父さんは死んじゃったけど子供は生まれたよ。あの時俺を生かしてくれたから俺は今子供を抱くことができるんだ。名前はルーシーに決めた。ルーシー。
ルーシー。
俺とシルフィーの頭文字を取ったんだ。それからロキシー師匠を妻にしたんだ。
Oh shit, that has happened already too at this point?
父さんと一緒だな。
Holy shit, man.
こういう時の心構えとか教えてほしかったよ。
Hey. Hey, at least he took your two swords advice in the end.
結婚しようって考えたりしたのかな。
I'm sure he did.
でも父さんだからな。あんまり考えてなさそう。
Oh yeah. No,
俺もあんま
I
り
don't doubt
難
it.
しく考えない方がいいのかな。
I think he thought about having a whole collection, to be fair.
俺ダメな息子だったよ。前世の記憶とか持っててさ、ちゃんと息子として父さんと向き合えていなかった。
Hmm. Yeah, that's actually
パウロ・グレイラットの息子のつもりだから。
that's actually one thing that the cut content video brought up too. Is like something we didn't actually hear in the previous episode. Is that Rudius basically tells his whole story to Roxy, and he admits that that he's from a different world, basically. Well, he basically like strongly hints at it, or he shares a story like, "Oh, what would you do, Roxy, if this and this and this and this had happened to you?" Theoretically, right? Like basically that's how he words it. But it's very fascinating because it made me consider the fact that with Paul, he never actually got a chance to share his actual origin story, right? Like, oh, this is who I actually am. And so more and more, I'm getting the vibe there too. Like that's something he's going to want to do as well. He's going to want to tell the truth to everybody about that too, you know? So we're going to see, like, hopefully, you know, we can get Zenith back up to snuff, if you get what I'm saying, to the point where he's going to be able to talk about that to her as well. Obviously, like his parents should be the ones where the reaction should be most interesting because they are the ones that actually put him in this, are supposed to have put him in this world, right? Which again, how exactly did that work in the first place, and are they technically responsible? How should that actually be looked at? Interesting to talk about, right? But or to think about, I should say. But that being said, another question that I have real quick, but like, are Paul's ashes like buried here? Because I'm not sure how that works. You know, when you cremate somebody and you got their ashes, do they still bury those? Because I'm pretty sure that's, yeah, I don't know. I think over here, like my own grandpa was cremated actually, but I think they have his ashes somewhere in a, yeah, I don't know. There's some kind of like place where they basically just put them. They didn't actually bury them. They're just standing somewhere or whatever, behind some wall with a text on it or something. But I wonder what they actually did here. As we all do. Yup. Learn little by little too. That's how everybody does it, to be fair. Protect the family, man. Yeah, again. That's what makes it all the more interesting, though. Like, what is the rest of the story gonna look like? What is the next step? I mean, oh shit, man is getting a sign or something. A wind blowing in his back, huh? Like he got the approval, basically like it was pushing him, right? Like, go do that. That's, I guess, what that kind of represents. That's beautiful. Yeah. That's the weird thing. This kind of feels like it could serve as an ending. Oh shit! Eris! The sword on her back. Wow. Without regrets. Fucking beautiful, man. Dude. It's crazy how much this feels like, you know, this could kind of serve already as like an ending for the show. Obviously, it's not going to be. But, yeah, that really puts things to a beautiful close. Ah, what a fantastic shot, thumbnail shot here too. Is this like the confirmation for season 3? I guess so, huh? Oh, I'll be here for it. Absolutely no doubt. Man, what a fantastic episode. All right, guys. What I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be recording a separate review that'll go up on the Patreon page that all of you can check out right now simply by hitting the join for free button over there. You can join the Patreon for free, see the review, and see what I thought. So I hope to see you there.